What's good? Welcome to the Blackstalgia podcast, a throwback podcast. Yes, I said a throwback podcast that highlights key moments from black culture from the past, and nostalgic news that intertwine with stuff that's currently in the future right now. I'm speaking way too fast, but we're gonna leave that in. We're giving you also a perspective, a look into our lives, millennials living in the 2020s. I'm Lewis, your young, fly, and handsome host. I'm here with Kelby and Todd. You guys can introduce yourselves.
You know what it is, man. It's Kelby and Todd.
That's right.
What's good? What's happening? What's good? Todd?
Chilling, man.
Chilling, man.
Yeah, you caping for the light skins out there?
What?
All Black History Month? All right, Lou.
We're not gonna make this a race.
It is a race thing. It's called Blackstalgia.
It can't be a divisiveness inside the same race, man. We can't sing like
I was lifting the king up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, shoot, man.
You see how confused that year was?
Nah, he's a leader of the new school, light school.
All right, man. We're gonna skip this, man. So it's only Tuesday, but so far, how's your week going up? How's your Monday? How's your Tuesday looking? How's your week looking?
That's great. I mean, I can't complain. I like being here. I'm excited to really dive deep into Blackstalgia in the greatest month of the year, February.
Share Black stories.
Share Black stories. Big facts. Instagram it.
What is that? What is Share Black Stories?
It's legit sharing Black stories.
Yeah.
I saw this thing.
You saying we're sharing Black stories?
Yeah,
I thought that was like a thing, I
saw this thing on Instagram where it was just like Black inventors and what they invented. It's people need to know that.
Yeah, and they got it all year long, which is what I like because it's some people have that argument like, yo, we don't talk about Black stuff outside of February. Nah, they got it all year long. Share Black stories.
So share Black stories.
Yeah.
That could be part of the shout out. Were you going to shout them out at the end?
Yeah.
Oh, so man, we'll wait then. We'll skip it.
I got you.
First off, I want to say, even though it's a couple of weeks later, RP Kobe.
Yeah.
Might be a week or week two later.
No.
Did Kobe mean anything to you guys? Because some people really didn't care. Some people actually said some negative things on the day of his death or, around it. Did that strike a chord for you guys? Do you guys care about that passing?
So for me, I'm not too into sports or basketball, but he's such an iconic person and an iconic character in just history of sports and basketball. You got to respect the man for who he was, what he did, and his talent. And it's just a matter of just respecting him. And it affected me a little bit. It's very sad to see someone go, especially in a tragic accident like that. So you kind of feel it, especially in LA. You feel it. Everyone's coming together. It's like a community. Everyone's coming together to respect and just remember his life. So yeah, it did hit a chord with me.
Got you,
man. That's something I didn't expect to feel the way that I felt. You never really you don't think about Kobe like that. You just expect him to just be around. He's here. We grew up watching him. We know who he is. And just to see that he's gone like that, that's just crazy. Like, it took me 3 days to really process it as if I knew him, but now it's like you kind of feel the world without him, which is weird. All the negative stuff I thought a lot about. I could say something, but I think I'm gonna skip it. I think I'm gonna pass it this one time. I'm gonna say something. I won't say something.
What, you got a filter now?
On this one, yeah.
Yeah, where's your head at?
I respect it. With Kobe?
Yeah.
I mean, it was tragic. I mean, it's like, I didn't know him personally, but never even met him. But I still felt some kind of like a small, tiny piece of me was just like, well, what the fuck? This is crazy.
Yeah.
Only because, growing up, there's legendary figures like, Magic Johnson. Mm-hmm. Michael Jordan. There's like a lot of athletes and figures and, high prominent key Black figures that intertwine with your childhood. So growing up all throughout elementary and middle school, it's always Kobe, Jordan. So like whenever you shoot and to grow up and just see how sudden it happened, like you wake up on a Sunday and you see the news that, even in the fashion it happened, a helicopter crash, it's weird.
Yeah.
So it just feels like a weird thing. Even though I didn't know him personally, never even seen him once.
But that's how like people who live in their pocket of excellence, they affect people all around the world.
That's true.
And I think that's just something that we could learn from that, from somebody who's actually not perfect. You can learn this. You can learn from somebody who has gone through trials and tribulations and still surpassed that, still rose and still showcased their greatest self at all times.
That's right.
So that's why to me it definitely struck a chord because I personally see it that Kobe pretty much lived most of his life for us. From the time he was coming from the womb to 2016, he's playing basketball, entertaining the world, and it's right when he had the shot to become a family man and to express himself in other ways, to become a new man almost. He's gone, so that really affected me as well. So
I just scary part too. Like even connect to what you said, that reminded me of like how short the life experience that we're having as ourselves right now is. So it's like it also triggered to remind me of Nip, because it's like they were doing things and on trajectory to having things unfold, but they were gone to actually before they had the chance to actually see it unfold. Yeah, like Kobe, like you could obviously see like he was investing so much into his daughters. Especially the one I play basketball, where it was like she's gonna carry the torch in a way to the WNBA. Yeah, like they had the Mamacita branding already, which was like she's gonna be the Kobe of the WNBA. So that's like a whole legacy and a whole investment that a lot of people won't get to see live out, all because of being gone too soon. Yeah. So for me, that just triggered me to be like, you know what, I gotta get shit done. Yeah, like, I gotta, because you never know when you're gone. So I feel like for a lot of people, we're like first generation breadwinners in a sense, for that pressure to be like, you know what, I'm changing my family's life. So if it's like, luckily, Kobe had the chance to do that for his family and his loved ones. So, like, that just inspired me to be like, you know what? I got to get on my shit so I could leave something behind, because you never know when you go.
That's true. Yeah. And that's a lesson in life. Like, for the most part, your life is not yours. It's not yours. But the most important thing that you can do while living it is to live for others. I think that's something that I really took from that.
That's a good segue into, like, the next topic, which is, like, Black History Month. Because, Black figures, especially the ones in the past, like they went through, we have it a lot easier than they did, even though we're still facing some of the, struggles that they did. But they went through so much to, give our generation and the future generations opportunities they didn't have. So like, are there any key like Black figures from the past that you guys would single out to say, okay, this person inspired me when I was in school? Because, with school, we cycle between the same 6 to like 8 Black figures, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, Sojourner Truth. Is there anybody outside of those who, for you guys, were like, you know what? I feel like they made me feel good being Black, or they did something that you feel, resonates still today? Matter of fact, even the ones that schools talk about, it doesn't have to be somebody outside the traditional, list that schools give.
I mean, mine is pretty cliche, but it's Martin Luther King, just because he was an incredible speaker and for the most part was a pacifist. And he really, and it kind of is just very similar to my thought patterns and how I kind of go through life. And it's really just trying to be the best person that I am and acknowledging that our ancestors really went through everything for us to be where we are now. And for us not to live is, to me, a disrespect to what they went through. And so I look at what they went through. I see the struggles and the pain and all the tribulations they had to go through. And for me, that is a definition of, I'm going to live my life to the fullest so that everything that they did was worth where we are now, and continue to work on that. And again, just with Martin Luther King, just being someone who really put himself out there. And it's something that I struggle with. I admire that. And so my thing I'm going to focus on, just the same way that he did, is just really putting myself out there and making sure I have a voice that can be heard, or telling stories, sharing stories, and being able to do that.
So it's like basically like you're saying squeezing all the benefits that they like allowed us in a way. Like, so you're saying if we don't maximize the things that they did to like put us in the position we are today, where basically like it's like a slap in the face in a way.
Yeah, and I just want to be able to
maximize it, and
maximize and be able to just live my life and really go that step forward and living it to the fullest.
It's low-key our jobs to make shit doper for like Black people in the future, whether we know it or not, in a sense. That's how I feel about it. Like the same thing they did, we got to do it on a different scale.
I agree with you. I actually had a similar thought this morning, actually all week, because to me, Black History Month is probably my favorite month, for multiple reasons. But I had the idea of doing it for the story,
for the story?
And for the story. And what I mean by that is that we're raised by stories. None of us here were around for some of the revolutions and some of those moments that have forever impacted the history of the world, let alone American culture. We have to grow up hearing the stories. And when you hear those stories, they're told to us for a specific reason. They're told to us to educate us, to enforce us, to, engage us in who we are and what we do. So from here on out, why should the next generation not have stories about what we did and what we are doing to continue the legacy of Black History Month? So that's something that I think about all the time, because stories make the world go round.
I think we do that though. That's why I feel like Black history is not like, it's still being made now, because it's still
For
like,
sure.
for example,
absolutely.
like believe it, like I don't know, I feel like this might sound weird to say, but Lil Nas X is going down in Black history because he's like a little black kid from Atlanta who had for how long, like 17, for how long did he have the #1 record? Like he shattered all records for like #1s across all genres, and country.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like that's something that's like a Black history moment in a way. Where like we might not see it now, but looking, down the road, it's like, okay, this black kid did this.
And what's cool is that it's not like he beat a white person out for it. He beat out Mariah Carey. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
He beat out Mariah Carey. So it's like we just passing the torches. You know what I mean? Like we're just crazy. Passing the torch. Like, yo, don't let nobody else take this. Like,
see, that's crazy. So wait, so I know you said February is your favorite month.
Yeah,
Black History is your favorite month.
Yeah.
Do you think that's something we still should keep? Because Daryl Davis was on a Joe Rogan podcast. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with who he is.
I heard it, yeah.
But he was basically saying, he feels Black History Month should be canceled pretty much, mainly because, and it makes sense. Like it's just it's the shortest month of the year where schools spoon feed the same 6 to 8 figures every year, and after February is done, there's no reinforcement. Like there's no checkup on it. It's just like, okay, this month is done. We never hear about these people again until next February.
Sure.
So do you guys think, Black History Month should be a thing that remains, or is there something that's like, just done with?
Absolutely. It needs to stay. Yes.
Why?
It should stay. Curriculum should change to include it throughout the year. So I feel like there is no reason for a month where we get to celebrate who we are and what we've gone through and where we are now and what we're going to achieve. There's no reason why that should go away. There should still be an opportunity for us to be able to celebrate our Blackness, and giving us a month to do that, that's great. It should also be a year-long thing, but don't take away the month that we have to be able to do that, but be able to take that month to really focus and hone in. If you are going to teach those same 6 figures, you can still do that, but it should also be spread out throughout the rest of the year. So I say take both.
That's the first time I heard that.
I don't think it should be one or the other.
Can I ask you a question? Do you want to get rid of your birthday?
No, I don't think so.
Do you think America should get rid of July 4th? Do you think?
I don't think
do
so.
you think they should get rid of Christmas?
Yeah,
right?
They probably should get rid of Christmas.
They
I don't care about Christmas.
Okay. So the reason why I'm asking you these things is because across the board, there are these significant things that people respect enough to give it their time. Something that you can't get back. Okay. What I think is Black History Month needs a revamping. It's not only about history that was made from the 30s to the 70s. That's the problem. We're essentially saying that Black History Month is some old stuff. What needs to happen is that there needs to be a segment of Black History Month where the kids learn all the stuff that we learned. And then after that, we're pushing them to excel further than they currently are, or to motivate them, to encourage them to do something so that.
So what does it look like?
Hold up now. Let me finish.
Okay.
That we have to do that in order for Black History Month to mean something every single year. The fact that we still say, I mean, we're not going to get rid of him, but we still say Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman, blah, blah, blah. Name somebody from the past 25 years.
That is true.
Imagine all of the inventors that created things for the goodness of humankind, of the world, right? All these people who created things for the goodness of the world that other races take and they get praised for it. No, there is no, we got to get rid of it, because no. When you're excellent, when you have that blood going through your veins, you're going to take the time to praise it. It just needs a revamping.
So Kelby for president,
man. Facts.
But damn, I made me forget my next question. Wait, but what does that look like? What does a revamp look like, though?
I think there needs to be an initiation behind Black History Month.
An initiation?
Initiation. A few years ago, I used to write something every day about people who were prominent figures in Black history until I realized that it's my job to be that.
Right.
So I think in the month of February, there needs to be an initiation that says, yo, look, if you're a person of color, we're going to strive to create funds or a foundation to help you study STEM or to push you to do whatever it is that you want to do, whether it's from sports to arts to politics to science to whatever it is. There needs to be an initiation. There needs to be a call to action so that everything that we're doing allows us to further our history, which is overall American history. Ain't no America. There's pretty much no world without us. But for the most part,
that's American history.
You know what I mean? So I think that's what needs to happen. Getting rid of the only time that we have to celebrate ourselves on stage.
Why is that the only time?
Consistent? But here's the thing. Okay, consistency devalues a product. If you always have something, then it don't mean anything. That's why you don't have a birthday every single day. Think about it like this: the spotlight.
I think that's different.
That's fine, but we can't. I'm saying we can't every day. It can't be every day. The spotlight is on us because we live in a multicultural world. Give people time. Everybody has their slot. That's what I'm saying. Like every day is not Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Oh, I'm not saying it has to be, but I'm saying like, why can't it just be a consistent thing
sure,
where it's not like every month is, but it's just like something that's naturally ingrained to be like, yo, we just live.
Well, it needs to be that way culturally. It needs to be that way culturally, but your time, like again, the time that you offer something to praise it is special. It's special. The president isn't around for 100 years because you have your time.
Man, I'm just mad. Like they put the Super Bowl in February. They put Valentine's Day in February. They taking light away from Black History Month. I'm just saying. That's my thoughts.
Well, that's on us then. That's on us to overpower that stuff.
Nah, we could just make it a consistent part of the Black culture where it's like, yo, you got to strive to be one of these figures. Of course, not everybody's gonna be, big figure like Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, or whoever. But it's like it's naturally ingrained for that to be the culture where it's like, yo, you're Black. You therefore have this responsibility to, further and make life better for not just all people, but most specifically Black people.
But to tie into what you're both saying too, I think that focusing on the history is a huge disadvantage, just because you do have currently, which is sad to say, it's 2020 or it's 2019, being the first Black actor to win an award, being the first Black director to win an award. These are people that we should have in the lives of the children today growing up, because they can't look at Martin Luther King and say, oh, I want to be like him. It's a completely different world right now.
That's fact.
And you need to have that motivation where I was just thinking the other day where I was like, oh, I'm going to be this person, this one. I'm going to be just like Quentin Tarantino. Oh, I can't be like him because he's white. And it's just something automatically just like ingrained in your head is I can't do that because I don't see myself in that person. So there need to be people like, just off the top of my head, Jordan Peele. If I were to see him in high school, I could see myself striving to be him. Whereas if I see Steven Spielberg in high school, I can't be him because I'm telling myself I'm not white. I'm not able to do that. So we need to focus on these achievements that we are still getting today.
That's what I'm saying.
That's still happening, and talking about that where it's not the same.
Celebrate them.
You can celebrate the foundation, but celebrate what's currently happening today.
So like Jordan Peele should be like uplifted right now in February. All these people should be feeling getting their flowers and feeling that love.
With these people that are making achievements, and it could be an entrepreneur starting your own business. I would have no idea how to start my own business back in high school, but you have a lot of white people being praised in the media for being entrepreneurs, for starting these businesses. Where are the African Americans? They're there. The Black people are there. They're achieving those goals. They are striving to those. But we don't hear about it. We don't see it. And that's why we need to share these stories. And that's why it's so important to keep this moment, this time around, because we should be able to recognize them and award them and talk about them and share their stories and talk and continue to do it.
It's on us. It really is. It's on us to share our stories. A few years ago when I was doing the whole, putting light on people, I also made sure to put light on people who are a part of my neighborhood, who inspired me, or people who are doing good in our communities, because these huge figures stand on the shoulders of all these other guys who do the work every single day. You know, so that's why, to me, I think that guy makes great points. But without a moment, that's all we need, a moment to shine. That the history of what we have, because we have that, because clearly the history of who we are is not shined upon. So take your time, take your moment, and shine in it. That's it.
There you go. We got to end it right there. But like, what I was gonna like toss that out the perfect segue, but that was like a dope into that too. Even like Chadwick Boseman, there's like an article right now saying like he's not happy with the direction Black Panther's going in, mainly because his character is kind of being written out so they can bring up the Shuri character. Cause I guess the baton's gonna be passed off to her. So like I'm not too familiar on how these things work in like this in this the movie world, but I know Kelby, like, you're super informed about it. So when there's something as big as like, you know, 2 years ago around this time, February was different because, you know, Black Panther came out, the energy was high, and now it's kind of like hearing the news that, okay, Chadwick, he's not really excited or happy about the direction it's going in. How does it work? Because like the movie had big success. Do they care about that, or do they always just want to follow the timeline of the comic books? Because naturally in the comic book, that's how it works. Like the Black Panther, he phases out and Shuri comes in, you know, takes over. So given that the movie has such a big impact and so it generated so much money 2 years ago, could they just be like, you know, we're going to continue and milk this? Or do they always have to follow storylines when it comes to comic books?
I kind of feel like you can chime in here too, but I could feel like part of it is with just the MCU in general. They're always planning 20 steps ahead. Right. And as soon as you said Shuri, I was like, what is it called? Is it the A-Force? As the team of female heroes, and it was heavy-handedly thrown in our face in Endgame, where Captain Marvel came together and Gamora was there, and all the females came together. Which that's a debate on its own about that scene. That's a scene. That's a debate on its own. Yeah, and I have my thoughts about it.
Yeah, you want to share the thoughts?
I did not mind it. Okay. So
you didn't mind it?
I didn't. Oh, okay. I thought it was odd that everyone was so, oh, what is that? I understand the fact that it was kind of like these people don't know each other. Why are they coming together all of a sudden?
Yeah. It was very like, we're girls, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like
but I enjoyed it though. So I don't agree with all the hate that it got, but I do see Marvel setting that up as almost competition for Wonder Woman, because Captain Marvel didn't do so well, and you can have all of these strong women coming together, and you have aliens, you have black people, you got Hispanic, you got white, it's a diverse group of people, and I see them trying to set that up sooner rather than later. As soon as I heard that, and I feel like they may be losing sight of what Black Panther does mean, and that there still are stories to be told there. So I'd have to read more about what they're trying to do with that, but I do see them trying to, Disney being very politically correct in everything that they do, trying to plan something now why they still have everyone kind of rallied behind Black Panther and taking that to shift to something else.
I mean, it does make sense.
Before I jump into it, I saw the other day, this parent said that I sent my kid to school, and for Black History Month, they played Black Panther.
Oh, no. Hey, that's bringing recent things into it, though. There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
It meant something to the black
okay.
I mean, I saw this video recently. Well, I'm sure it's old, but it was someone reacting to the posters of Black Panther at the movie theater, and they were just like, is this what it feels like for white people every day? Every time a superhero movie comes out, you got a superhero that look just like you get hyped. And it was just like, oh, that's true. I ain't seen anything like this in Static Shock.
At all. I think white people only think about it when it's not them. A Mexican superhero. What the hell is that?
Because it's so normalized to them. To them, that's what they see. They see a black or Mexican or Captain Marvel, and they're like, "What is this woman doing here?
Yeah.
This is supposed to be
Get
my
back
world."
in the kitchen.
Oh man, we're about to be canceled up already.
First episode.
Already.
That's not my thoughts. That's the thought of the whites. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Okay. Tyler.
Yo, I looked at Tyler like, oh shit.
Tyler's agreeing. No, I'm kidding. Yo, okay. So the way I see this whole Black Panther thing, I think there's a world where both can exist, where Black Panther can exist and Shuri can do her thing, and it can be both.
Yeah.
However, just the way that I'm seeing how Disney operates and how Marvel operates, I think they feel like everything has their time and everything has their moment. And Black Panther was in Captain America 2,
He was in Captain America: Civil War,
right?
which was 3, and then Black Panther,
And then Black Panther. So he has
Infinity
2.
War, and Endgame.
Okay, so yes,
Infinity War more so.
He
than
really
Endgame.
has 3, but let's call it 4. I think in their head they're like, "Yo, we gave you all these shots, and at the end of the day, they are pander kings."
Mm.
Okay, so what that means is in Infinity War or one of them where everybody's gone for 5 years, they didn't have to have a same-sex couple, but they did. Right. So that told me something. That tells me that they know their demographics, and then they know who they're trying to reach outside of that core demographic. So if right now we're talking about, this is the age where people like Octavia Spencer and Viola Davis are thriving. Why not have a Black, quote unquote, African-esque woman superhero be the face, because everyone is going to rally behind that. If you really think about it, Disney and Marvel didn't think about, let's give Black Panther a shot because he's cool. They probably sat in a boardroom and say, yo, this is going to attract X amount of brown people. This is projected to make us X amount of green dollars, which is the most important part of it all. So when I'm hearing that they're transitioning over to, what's her name again? Shuri. It makes sense, because when I went to the movies, I saw it, with some kids, nearby, and I heard them saying that Shuri was their favorite character.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it makes sense. Again, they're pander kings. Anybody that you pander to that's gonna make you some money, make that money off of them. But would I like to see 2 more Black Panthers by himself? Yeah, I think I would be fine with that, because one Black Panther movie doesn't cut it for me. I would be more than happy to see 2 more, and then in her own kind of universe, like they did Iron Man and Spider-Man, she could be the lead in her movie, and he can make an appearance here and there. That's what I would like to see.
And there are so many opportunities they have right now. They have WandaVision, they have Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and it's like, if it comes down to that, give Shuri a TV show.
Yeah.
Or give her own, like you said, give her own movies, her own trilogy of movies, but Black Panther still needs to be there because we haven't got enough of him yet.
Yeah.
We've had one movie with him.
The beginning story, the origin story.
Yeah.
That's not enough.
There might be another one before they.
Yeah. Well, I know the Black Panther 2 is still going to happen. I know that's been announced for 2022, I believe, which is still way too far. But it's going to happen, but I think he still has a story to be told, and I think there's a lot of development they can give there. And there's also a lot of just social things that they can tackle, and I want to see that developed in this universe, because right now it is very, very, very white male driven, and we need to have some color in that cast of leaders. Or Falcon is the closest thing we got right now, and I think that's a good start.
I think they're coming back with a Falcon thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that kind of develops, but I think there's a big potential for them to be able to develop that a little bit more.
You think they're gonna put Michael B. Jordan in the next one?
I was about to ask.
He's dead.
But I heard in the comics he be coming back all the time. He'd be like, "Yo, killed him," and he'd be like, "I'm back."
I was about to be like, would you watch a Killmonger like solo?
No, I mean I would watch it at home.
I would.
Creed 1 and 2, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Creed 1 and 2. Yo, that's racist.
You said a lot looking like. I heard that.
He's the same guy.
He's the same guy.
He's the same guy. He got bumps on him.
Yeah.
I was about to make a joke, but let me chill.
Yeah, no, I was about to go real deep into it.
All right, so I just want to, we gotta give her a flower while she can still smell them. Shout out to Monique. She got her Showtime special that's coming out this Friday.
Oh, so she went to Showtime because Netflix weren't paying her.
She sued him.
She
sued him, and Netflix was like, "Yo, you crazy."
They're not paying it. They're not paying it.
Yo, I'm sorry. Here's a couple.
I watched that
Monique.
interview. Oof.
Which one?
Yeah, the one with
With
Breakfast
Monique.
Club.
Oh, yeah. She was talking to Leonard, not Charlamagne. Leonard.
Yeah, Leonard. She didn't even say it right.
She came in black auntie,
She said
bro.
Leonard.
She had the purse. Shit. All right.
Yeah, baby.
I do want to I want you to read the second part, but I want to introduce it, which is like Monique is basically demanding a public apology from Oprah, Lee Daniels, and Tyler Perry.
Oh my God.
Actually scored this Showtime deal, and you can start right here, Kobe. It starts off in bold,
All right.
but just read it in that cinematic voice,
Oh boy.
That's
Hold
her
on.
quote. But go ahead.
Okay, no, I just need to know more.
Oh yeah, Kobe's about to read it.
A public. This is stuff from 2009, 2008.
That one? Or the beef?
Precious and all that
No,
stuff.
but like they doubted her, when the Netflix thing. I think that's what she wants to apologize from.
All right.
Nah, they slept on her.
Okay, I'm gonna sleep on her. Okay.
It's valid.
Okay,
Her
got
feelings
it.
are valid. You gotta.
Whew. All right. It said right here, in an interview with AJC, she was asked, "Do you feel there is any reconciliation with Lee Daniels, Oprah, or TP?" This is Tyler Perry. She has also feuded with Whoopi Goldberg and Steve Harvey. And Monique said, "Of course. Do you know how powerful it is to say, 'I'm sorry'? If those three people ever get courageous enough to say we owe this woman and her husband, Daddy, by the way,
Oh, okay, yeah.
Sydney Hicks, an apology, of course. I still love these people, though. I don't hate these people. They're still brothers and sisters. It would have to be a public apology, not just private."
Okay,
So how y'all
what
feel
happened?
about
Ooh.
Alright, so
Is this because of
I'll
the?
tell you what happened.
This isn't because of the Precious thing where she was,
It kind of stems from it.
It's
but-
100% from that.
where she wasn't going on
To go do press.
yeah,
Yeah.
because she wasn't quote
She
unquote
was-
paid for that,
Facts.
and she wants them to apologize to her because she didn't go.
Nah, just how they did it. Like I think maybe she feel like they didn't have her back through the Netflix thing, where she's like,
Gotcha.
Why should they have her back?
I mean, because she put in so much work for Precious.
She got paid $50K for it.
50K?
And she won an Oscar.
I don't know,
She could have used that.
as leverage,
Yes.
go on tour.
In 2009, Oscars still meant something.
True.
It's pretty valid.
What do you do with that?
Wait, what do you mean? What do you do with that?
What do you do? What
Oh,
did she do with that? Yeah,
Okay,
what did
okay.
she do? What did she do with that? And then to say, yo, the $500,000 from Netflix, nah. No, I don't want it. Netflix came back and was like, yo, we paid a bunch of other black people way more money. So to me, I'm like, all right, well, they can apologize. I mean, we don't stand that. I don't necessarily stand with Oprah like deep like that anyways, but for what? Let it go.
It just
let,
seems
let
like
go. What did they say
you're
again?
ruffling feathers.
Let go and let God.
Let go and let God, man. Let go and let God, Mo. Neek.
It just seems like she's ruffling feathers for something that happened so long ago that doesn't necessarily need to still be happening. I don't know. It
And
just,
for what purpose? You know, it's like, all right, they apologize, and then what?
and yeah, it just seems a little
Focus on you.
petty. I don't know. It just
See, that's why I put it. It's this perfect segue into petty time.
yeah,
Well, you said it seems like a little petty that she wants an apology.
yeah, and then a public one, and because one in private it won't be enough.
Maybe she felt publicly shamed. Like she was just like, you know
Well,
what?
she brought it onto
they're looking
herself.
at me. You know what? I wish we can get Monique in it one day. I want to see.
But-
I want to see Kelby and Monique sit across the table and go at it like this.
You can't call me Leonard. Look, to
Go
me, I think I didn't hear any of these stories from the other side.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like there are certain things you keep behind those doors. You ain't want to do the press. You didn't want to get paid for it. Daddy said you can't go, whatever. Don't go.
Again, I'm not fully like integrated in the industry, but I'm sure there's a bunch of this happening all the time.
Yeah. And you still got the award.
Right.
Drop it. Drop it. They did you dirty. Turn the other cheek.
Well, shit.
Turn the other cheek. They didn't take money from you. Turn the other cheek.
I saw her on The View talking about this too, about Netflix and how it wasn't fair. And she made some very valid points. And it was
Give me one.
it was the fact that certain people were like legitimately getting paid, offered or getting paid more to do their comedy specials on Netflix. And I understood her side of that and being like, I'm worth more, because when it comes down to it, you do, as a Black person, you do have to value yourself higher, because you will get shortchanged when you're out there. So I respect that. But then also Whoopi Goldberg made some very good counterpoints where it was like, on Precious, when you get paid to be an actor in the movie, and you're also being paid to do, you don't get paid separate to do the press,
the promotion,
to go traveling around. That's part of the entire thing. That's how you promote the movie. That's how you promote yourself. That's part of the process. Those are the part of the things that you have to do to get yourself higher and climb up that ladder in the industry. And like you said, winning the award, that's great. But just winning the award isn't going to get you those other roles or get you higher money offers. You have to put in the work of doing certain things that are tied to that project that you may not be getting paid for. And I feel like that was a missed opportunity, and she should have taken advantage of that, and she didn't. Now she's sitting here dealing with the consequences, asking for other people to step up and take care of her, and then apologize for not backing her in the first place.
Let me ask you fellas a question. Monique comes to the town Friday night. It's you and Shorty. Y'all paying more than $20 a ticket?
I'll put on the Monique show.
I'm talking. Let me ask you. Let me put on this. No, don't skip it. Don't say it. Don't skip it, King. Don't skip it, King. Yo, look, listen.
I'm gonna put on the Monique show.
I want you to name the people you would pay more than $20 to see.
I'm paying way more than 20 to see Rock.
Sure.
Of course, it's legend, Chris Rock.
I pay more to go see Steve Harvey, and I see him on every other channel.
Wait, but Monique is a legend. Like, you gotta give her some
So
respect.
what?
For $20? Like, you wouldn't go over $20 to see
Let me
Monique?
ask you this question then, Lou.
Oh my gosh.
Monique said, "Yo, I'm coming to fill up the Staples Center. Which y'all on? You think she gonna do it?"
She's not filling at the Staples Center. She's not. But she's a legend. You gotta relax. She's a legend.
I think she's a legend, but I think with all of this, it's
diminishing like her.
Yeah.
Can't take away from her what she's already done. But the thing is, just like any other investment, okay? Tyler Perry probably got the bag from Netflix because 26 million people jumped out of that chair to go watch him in bad wigs.
Agreed. Oh my gosh.
Okay?
This is a clip we need to spin around, like him in bad wigs.
All right? But check this out. But I say it for a purpose.
Okay.
Because the quality of his product may not be there, but the audience is there. So Netflix is going to say, yo, take the bag, because it's more important that we bring all these people to come view this product, good, bad, or anything in between, rather than Monique.
So who's Monique's audience?
Are you going to watch? She's Black people. What you mean? She's Black people. She got some white fans.
I wouldn't spend the 20.
You wouldn't spend $20 or more than 20?
I'm be honest with you, man. In my situation I gave you, it's me and somebody.
That's $40.
That's a cheesecake meal, bro.
What about Valentine's Day?
Valentine's? You think I'm gonna waste my Valentine's Day going to some Monique joke so I can hear about daddy and the legs not being shaved?
I can't.
No, bro. That's not it.
I can't let y'all do Monique like this.
I'm gonna put that on my.
What do you mean, y'all?
What y'all mean? You paying the 20?
I can't let Kelby do Monique like this. I'm gonna pay the 20 for Monique. But listen,
no, you wouldn't.
Listen, look. Listen.
You're lying.
Before we get off of Monique, right? That's fair to say. Are you guys gonna watch on Friday? You guys not watching?
Watch what?
It's special Showtime, 7 p.m.
I don't got TV.
I don't have Showtime.
I don't got TV.
Monique, I appreciate you if you ever see this, man.
I appreciate you, girl, but I don't got Showtime and I ain't getting it.
This is perfect because we're about to go into petty time. Petty or reality. And as you guys can see, you guys, sided on the side of reality. Oh no, that Monique's being petty, right?
Oh.
So Monique's being petty. Petty? Reality?
Oh,
petty?
I don't know.
Is it real life shit or is it petty?
It's important to her.
It is.
So I don't know if it's petty or not. I just think
but you can still say it's petty because you're being like, that's small change, like you said, in order to climb up that escalator.
I'm saying it's petty for the fact that it needs to be a public apology versus a private.
Okay.
I think that's asking a little too much from these people.
Okay.
I don't think that's. I think any apology would suffice in this situation.
Tyler Perry. I mean, not Tyler Perry. Terry Crews. Are you guys familiar with that situation?
No.
Yeah.
All right, so just to get like a quick little rundown. You know, you heard what happened to Terry Crews before when he came out about being harassed and like sexually touched or whatever. You know, Gabrielle Union and a slew of other, you know, black women came to his, you know, to back him.
Yeah.
And Terry Crews, I mean, they did. Like, you know, Terry
ahead,
Crews
man.
got so much support that men got blamed for it in a way. Where it was like, yo, you guys ain't riding for him. You guys are horrible. So I feel like he got so much support.
I wasn't gonna ride for Tyler. I mean for
Terry?
Yeah.
So he could ride for himself. He's huge. But look, Pete.
He didn't.
He didn't, but that's the weird thing. But he didn't come to the support of Gabrielle Union when she spoke about, you know, the racist and sexist environment that, what show was it? Dancing with the
I think
Stars?
America's Got Talent.
Oh, it was
Talent.
America's. Yeah.
So when she spoke about it, Terry Crews said, you know, he didn't see any of that when he was on set. He basically didn't support her or back her on it. And he got some flack for it, for saying, you know, it's not his problem. And, you know, to put the cherry on top, he tweeted something like, you know, the only woman he has to look out for, really care for is his wife. Oh, please, is his wife. Not his daughters, not his mom, nobody else. Just his wife.
Okay.
So, you know, he became, you know, temporarily canceled because of that.
And then he said, Gabrielle Union, you're a chicken, I'm a hog. Just because you gave me
chicken?
Just because you gave me eggs don't mean I gotta give you bacon.
So how do you guys feel about that? Should he have, you know, came to the support of Gabrielle Union regardless? Or should he, you know, was he right for taking his stance?
Tyler got something to say.
Just to clarify, I can't find any sexual assault accusations against America's Got Talent. It's mostly racism.
Okay.
And sexism, I think.
I couldn't find any sexism either against any of the people. I know that I'm seeing a bunch of racism, but I mean, even then, I think there should be support there no matter what. But just to be fair,
This is how I feel about it. Being in Terry's position, I personally think because he's gone through something like that before, if you don't support it, don't say anything. And the reason why I say that is because you and I may have gone through something together and your encounter of it is different than mine. So it may mean that whatever you say, I don't believe you, or I don't support it, or I'm confused about it or whatever. So as a person who I may want to see the facts or something like that. And just because you said it doesn't mean I have to endorse it. I just wouldn't say anything. Because why? You know, and he said it in the interview. Oh, my wife told me not to say anything. So anyways, here's my 2 cents.
Right.
Why? You know, and then you're a chicken, I'm a hog. Just because you gave to me, I'm not going to give back. Why?
There must be some behind the scenes shit we don't know about. I don't know.
Well, clearly there isn't, because then he's going to go apologize and say, I told Kevin Hart that if somebody backs you, you got to back. Shut up. How about try shutting up?
You hear that, Terry Crews?
You can go dance in white girls, but you can't shut up. Shut up.
I hope you
put your phone away.
I hope you and Terry cross paths one day.
What?
They will.
I know how to stop them.
We're canceled already. Episode 1 already done. No, but it's pretty valid though. He should have shut up.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Your wife told you not to talk. What are you talking for? I thought you said that's the person you had to please. She's not being pleased right now.
All right. See, the crazy part is all this is it seems like inside. I don't know if Black Hollywood is a real thing, but it seems like it's all inside of Black Hollywood. Because even tied to that, you know, the next topic, just to glaze over, is did you guys hear Taraji P. Henson on T.I.'s podcast, Expeditiously?
No.
She basically was talking about how 50 Cent, you know how 50 he's competitive, so him putting power against
Empire.
I'm not being petty. Yeah, Empire. Him putting you forgot the name of the show. But
she was right, I guess.
I forgot it. Him putting power against Empire.
Yeah.
She kind of felt like, you're tearing down another black, it's her, it's Terrence Howard, it's the Jesse Smollett, Juicy, a lot of people. Juicy. So it's like she's like, yo,
my man.
She's like, yo, you're pitting two black shows against each other, black in a sense. So she kind of had an issue with 50 Cent and his aggressiveness and how he kind of, is being petty in that sense.
How do you come at the show though?
He posted that Power is gonna be better than Empire. We're gonna be the highest rated show on TV.
This is like every year, every season, he kind of pits them against each other.
Okay.
So I only say that to say talking about Monique and Oprah, Tyler Perry, and Terry Crews and Gabrielle Union. All these people are in the same world and industry in a sense, but it seemed like there's no unity. So is that something that's I'm seeing it from the outside, or is that a real thing? Our people are backing each other. Our people are helping uplift each other, especially in this month of February. they're in the space of that. They're in the realm of that, but it seems like there's so much. There's no unification. So what's your opinion on that? Is everybody just being petty, or is this like a valid, like, I don't know where it all stems from.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounds like Black Hollywood.
I have a very specific thought about this, and I already got killed for it, but I'm gonna still say it. The way I see it, I think Taraji and the team from Empire reacted to that poorly. 50 Cent is not an actor. 50 Cent is a rapper who's in TV shows and movies. So if you understand his background, rap is fueled by beef.
Mm-hmm.
Everything in rap is a competitive sport. You're only as good as you are because you're fueled by wanting to be better than the next guy.
I think it's that, but
So-
it's also marketing.
Right, but hold up now. Now think about that. From 50 Cent coming from this blood sport of rap to television, where that's not how it operates. That's not the formula to making everything work. But it could, if that's what it comes down to it. So with him saying that, I think it's in his mind, he's just like, yo, here's the challenge. And we're gonna redo 50 and Kanye, where they both sold every record in the country. Now, if I think the team from Empire didn't take it so much as a tearing down, and they took it as like a, yo,
Challenge.
you think you're gonna be better than me? Both of them would win.
So you think 50's on the side of being righteous right there?
I don't know what side he's on, but I'm saying as far as the way that the team from Empire should have taken it, they should have said, you know what? This is actually great for us, because after season 2, Empire wasn't doing so great.
Mm-hmm.
People said that the quality of the content was going down, dwindling, and then Empire being what? I think the first season, every single episode had more and more viewership for the entire season, till at the end it had like 19 million views. To dwindle down to what it is today, I think they should have said, you know what? We're up for the challenge. They should have had their writers working day and night trying to become better than Power. Because what would happen, everybody would say, yo, I'm going to go watch Empire, then I'm going to go watch Power
To see
see who is better. All those views would equate to all of them having more money. I think there's a sense of sensitivity when it comes to like, yo, don't talk about my thing. We're both black. So what?
Well, damn.
So what? At the end of the day, you guys have these platforms where you're required to be your best you.
You should yell at the camera. Tell the camera, the viewers right there. Tell them like.
No,
But
he's,
that's
he's
real, though.
right.
That's real.
I don't
He's right.
feel like we should have made that a competition.
It's-
I don't know why they took it that way.
Yeah, who cares if he says I'm gonna be better than you? Challenge accepted.
So you think it's a sensitive industry?
Yes.
Well, shit.
What? So what? The person who called me about it was like, how come 50 didn't say that about Big Bang Theory? So what? I would love for 50 Cent to tell people his stuff is gonna be better than mine. Challenge accepted. Because when I win, we both win.
Mm-hmm.
That's facts. Well, shit. I agree with that. So I got nothing to say with that one. Let's take it to the last topic of this, petty reality season. But segment. You guys heard about Diddy and Mase and the publishing?
Yeah.
So just to give him like a quick little synopsis of it, Diddy bought Mace's publishing when he was 19 for $20K. Mm-hmm. And Mace recently tried to buy it back like last week for $2 million. Mm-hmm. And Diddy told him, yo, look, until you could offer me what the European man is offering me for this publishing, you can't get it back. Mm-hmm. What's your opinion on that? Because I know for sure Kelby's gonna kind of turn up on this one because he's a like super numbers and business guy. So I'm gonna just go first and say this part though.
Go ahead.
I understand the numbers and business is business part, but like some part of me is just like, damn, like Mase and Diddy, you guys grew up together from the same area, both from Harlem, both black men. In some cases, okay, that makes sense. But in the case of like the history that they have and share between each other, why can't Diddy just be like, you know what, fuck it, give me the $2 million, here's the publishing back, bam. What do you guys think?
Go ahead.
It's business.
So it's just business,
Yeah. I want to say
regardless of the
anything.
history, regardless of the friendship and the history and everything else.
Yep.
It's just business.
When it comes down to it, it's in the industry, it's business. I would not be surprised if I was ever in the same situation. I think I personally, my core is telling me, hey, look, that's your homeboy. Y'all grew up together. You're gonna start pulling some business stuff like this after years of this and say, oh, I'm not selling it to you. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. But this is an industry that's fueled by money and it's fueled by power. And I'm not surprised by it.
Not surprised by it. So, but you still feel like it's all right. It's right. It's the right thing to do. It's business. It's contracts. It's signed. Leave it there.
Yeah, he has the
So
right to
take
do
the
it.
morality-
I mean, he has the right to do it, is what it is. He has the right to do
Would
it.
you do it the same way?
Would I do it the same way? Absolutely not.
Okay.
But he has the right to do it.
Okay, you said
But let me be in the industry and let me be where he is now,
With who? Diddy or Mase?
Diddy.
Okay.
And let's say I have a Mase in my life and I'm a completely different person. That's what the industry will do to you. So
You think so?
I think so. From what I've seen and what I've heard, I'm not surprised by it. I'm not mad at him for doing it. I wouldn't personally do it myself, but I don't see a problem with it.
Let me ask you this, man.
Hmm?
What's the history of Mase?
What you mean?
What's the history of Mase? Who is he?
Mase rose. All right.
He
Most
was
of
on
the-
that Rugrats
most-
song.
Most, if not all of like the raps that Diddy was rapping, Mase was writing them.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to keep that. You got to remember that too. And also, Mase was also keeping Bad Boy. He's bringing money into Bad Boy with his own singles, his own songs. So he's helped. I feel like without him, Diddy wouldn't be exactly where he is today. I'm not saying Diddy wouldn't be Diddy, but I feel like Mase put in so much work. He put in work to help build Bad Boy as a record label
All right.
and as a brand.
I asked that for this purpose right here, right? Mase was out there playing basketball in Harlem.
Brand Preacher as well.
Okay. He was playing basketball. When
Oh, before rapping.
Yeah, before rapping. He was playing basketball on the street,
Mhm.
hanging out. He just so happened to be in the right circle.
Mhm.
Okay. There's so many people out there who are talented, but your talent can only go so far before you have a machine that creates this global thing that you become.
Mhm.
So when you have a machine that takes you from playing basketball in Harlem to international fame, and your friend did it, right on. Diddy invested in Mase through his record company. Okay. So if you're going to tell me I'm going to invest in you, the music is mine. You have the notoriety to go out and do everything.
But I think the
But
twisted
the
part, though-
history of Mase is that he gets invested into, made them the money, then he disappears.
Mhm.
He disappears
Okay.
on his investor.
No, but he made the money back, like you said.
No, he made the money back,
Tenfold.
but he made the money back. But if I didn't get invested in, I would still be just chilling. Okay? So to say, yo, Diddy, I need my publishing back, that's mine. That's the return on my investment. I made you Mase.
So
Go tour.
But do you think
Go tour.
Wait. So wait,
you have an
but-
audience. Go
do you
tour.
think- but do you think the
go
fact
do
that he was 19
walkthroughs.
But do you
Go.
think the fact that he was 19 and not properly informed?
Who was going to
plays a
inform him?
case? Diddy could inform him. Diddy knew to be like, yo, I'm gonna take it publishing at 19 years old for 20K. He obviously knew what was up, but as your boy to
Well,
be like,
think
yo,
about
bro,
what 20K
but-
is
but
at
look,
that time. Think about that.
But in the 90s, 20K wasn't shit because there's drug dealers making that a week.
I mean, still.
So, and then-
just
and they
think
grew up
about
around
it.
it.
Just like
But-
that's still about 50, 60K.
I'm just
think
saying,
about
like,
that.
I definitely agree. Business is business.
Mm-hmm.
But like growing up and you're 19, this is your boy from the same area, same neighborhood. You come from the same circumstances. You don't even break it down to him like, yo, bro, this is what publishing is. I'm gonna go and finesse these people, but since we're boys, since we're cool, this is what publishing is. You want to keep this, or you want to keep percentages. That didn't happen. This is your boy at 19 years old. You rob him. You say, yo, all right,
That's
20K.
not robbing.
It kind of is because you took advantage. It kind of is. Like he didn't know any better. He's 19. You throw a bunch of money in his face. You know the game, but you're not gonna put your boy on.
Go
That's
tour.
crazy. I don't know. That's crazy.
Go
But-
tour.
All right, man.
You're a worldwide phenomenon. You disappeared.
I feel like we're gonna have more of these conversations later. But we gotta wrap it up.
There's
'cause,
there's a lot that can
Last
even
thing
be
I
started
want to
about
add
that.
on to that. Diddy's worth $830 million.
He's not worth all of that because of Mase.
No, but not. But I'm saying,
that's not what I'm saying. But Mase is only worth $8 million. Right.
Okay. Okay.
I mean,
give the guys publishing back, bro.
with all that what he said, you don't agree with the fact that if you're looking to uphold and uplift your own people, not teaching them the right ways at that age
Another thing
is
too.
a little bad.
Please.
Listen, you're a businessman, I understand that. But Diddy says Mase is his boy, right? Like he brought him up, he did all these things for Mase. He did. He should be touring. Mase shouldn't disappear for 9 years at a time. But again, you should have somebody's back and you should let them know what you're doing at the time.
It's nobody's job to teach you business,
That's
man.
true. That's true.
It's nobody's job to do that.
But you gotta understand that you're missing like the friend and connection part. That's the part that had me like, well, what the?
Don't do business with your friends.
Yeah,
No,
that's
no.
why I said business
No,
is
but
business.
I
That's
say-
why you don't do business with your friends. though.
But do
Mase,
it
that
right
has
though.
never-
Mase could have
never
capitalized.
ended up great.
Mase
That's
could have
facts, but
capitalized
look.
on everything Diddy did for him, but he disappeared.
But look, you're still missing a part about doing right by someone from the jump. Man. Like, what you mean? Like, so, like, all right, if you got one of your boys and, like, one of your boys is not as well-versed in the business as you know everything else, you're going to take advantage of them? You're not going to go, yo, peep, this is that. Don't sell nobody this. Keep this.
I'm not doing business with you.
What you mean?
I'm not going to do business
with none of your friends.
you.
No, but if it's music, like, like, bro, you got to also think, too, Diddy's trying to help him in that sense. Okay, bro, we got this record label. You know, come in and rap, do X, Y, and Z. But while you're here, since you're coming into this business, we're doing business together, look out for X, Y, and Z.
You know what?
That's the right thing to do.
You know what the interesting part about this is? Is that Diddy is the machine. Whereas it's not so much that like they did it together, like they were in a group and they rose to fame together and then they split off.
Even though Mase was writing Diddy's raps and everything.
He's hired hand. He's a hired hand. At the end of the day, you're not my friend. I'm using you to make money. You're not my friend.
I'm just saying, at least level the playing field. Educate your friend. You got to educate your friend.
Diddy's not a teacher. Sorry.
He's preaching black love and excellence right now.
Forget that. Because that's fake. That's fake. That's fake. At the end of the day, Diddy gave Mase an opportunity. Mm-hmm. Just like 50 gave Lloyd Banks an opportunity. Just like 50 gave everybody else in G an opportunity.
But he didn't fuck him over, though.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't. They just didn't. They for sure did not capitalize on the wave that 50 Cent was, for sure.
Yes.
But you don't see them coming out. Your 50
and
got
Mase
my publishing.
Didn't
50
either.
Did this.
Mase didn't capitalize. That's
for sure. But we're talking about publishing, though. And you got to also remember, like, these are songs.
Let's say Diddy didn't take his publishing. Where would the investment come back from?
What do you mean? No, I'm not saying. I'm talking about buying the publishing back today, because you got to also remember these songs are over 20 years old, which means they're not recouping as much as they were when they first came out. So Diddy milked it already. Sure. So he's trying to give you $2 million, and you're sitting on like, yo, you milked how many millions off of over 20 years already, and you still won't be like, you know what? I had this shit for 20 years.
Sounds like something
you're giving me $2 million already.
Say, but it's just business. You messed up.
I feel like you can do both, man. I feel like only slimy people go, yo, it's business, fuck you. No, if it was me, I would have told him like, yo, bro, you're younger than me, you don't know what's up. Keep your publishing. Do this, do that. If we want to get money together, X, Y, and Z, you're good. If you look at Young Dolphin,
Diddy didn't take his publishing, where would the investment come back from?
I'm talking about buying it back. I'm not talking about whatever happened 20 years ago.
Oh, you're saying right now?
Right now, if Mase last week spoke to Diddy, offered him $2 million, and Mase said, until you could offer me what the European is offering me, it's not going to happen.
I know we're going on kind of long, money. But let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. I own Todd's Publishing, okay? And Tyler wants to give me $10 million for it.
Facts.
And you want to give me $20 million for it. $2 million for it. What you think I'm gonna choose?
Of course, like that $10 million is gonna be in your head, like, damn, what the fuck? But the thing is, like, after so many years, like, I feel like sometimes me personally, I know the $10 million is more. But if it's somebody I grew up, I knew him for all these years, even last year, 2 years ago, Diddy put on the Bad Boy reunion tour. Mase is there. All these people he put on, and some even still feel like they got fucked over too. You do this reunion tour. We're supposed to be friends. We come from the same place, the same block, same everything. I gotta look at you as a human and be like, yo, I know I'm sitting on 800 M's right now. $8 million is not gonna kill me. You're my boy. Fuck it. Take your publishing back. Go do whatever you want to do.
Did Mase
go live?
So Mase was with Diddy at the Clive Davis thing. They were together. And then he posted that 2 days later.
Yeah.
So they were together.
And they spoke about it. They spoke about the
right. You know, so to me, I think Mase ain't starving. He did the tour. There's opportunities.
He's not
there.
starving. He's not starving.
So to me,
he
it's
just
like
wants to own his shit though.
Yeah, okay, you can own it, but it's mine. That was the deal that we had. You make
At
it.
19, he didn't know the business.
I mean, it's nobody's business to teach you business. No. There's no friends.
What you're saying is 100% right. Like, I understand business is business, but I feel like at some point you got to be a human. Like, you got to show some kind of humanity and be like, yo,
if he was living under a bridge, take it back, I guess.
I guess. Like, see,
it's easy to say that.
You snuck the I guess in there.
I would have to say I guess because it's a property of mine. I invested into it. I paid for all of this.
And you made it back.
So what? That's why I made it. So I can make money off of it for the next 50 years.
I'm just saying. If I'm worth 800 M's and one of my boys is worth 8 M's, I could give you back a little. All right,
well then give everybody.
I'll take
back.
No, not everybody. But no,
just give everybody that stuff back.
But everybody's not Mase. Everybody don't have the same connection Mase and him got. Everybody else, it could be like, yo, all right, cool, get out of my face, cool. You're not getting it back. But if it's somebody you grew up with, somebody who wrote these songs and was there for all these trials and tribulations that you went through.
Then he
How
should
can
have
you
done
look
the Bad
at
Boy
him?
reunion tour then.
How can you look at him like that, man? I don't know. It's weird. It's weird.
There are no friends in love and war.
That's a weird thing.
It's
man.
business.
Last question on
I know it is
business part
business,
of it. Do you think it would be less beneficial for both parties or more beneficial maybe for a set contract to go, we're going to make money off your initial catalog until this amount of money is back to us plus an interest?
Oh,
and then you can buy it back.
let me just
No,
tell
wait,
you this,
but-
by the way.
but-
Mace is getting it back when he's 50.
Yeah, when he's 50.
When he's 50.
When he's 50.
Yeah.
So what's the average lifespan nowadays?
Shoot, 100 years old.
Think so?
Yeah.
For a rapper?
80?
Yeah, probably say 80. We'll probably
Yeah, I
say
mean,
80.
because it's two different generations.
That's fine.
You know what I mean? Like,
That's fair. That's
you know, but I mean, Mace is in his 40s
Mhm.
right now. You know, I think he's like 43, 42. So he got time to wait.
I just
But I mean,
feel
Allen
like that
Iverson's in the same
business line
situation.
is just super grimy. Like this, I feel like
Then
there's
you
some
should-
Business is grimy.
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing business
No, wait.
example.
No, but
Don't be
but I'm
upset that I
saying-
spent my money and then
Alright.
I gave you all the opportunity. Go do something
No,
with
but-
it.
And P.
But
Diddy
I'm
owes
just
Sting that
saying-
money too. So
Ah,
you got
But that's different. That's different.
50 Cent couldn't rap no more. The
But
man
that's
said, yo,
different.
let me go make a movie.
But that's different. That's
You're
different.
Mace.
That's different.
Go do something with it.
I'm just saying buying back publishing is different. I'm just saying it's different. I feel like business is business, but there's some cases where you could kind of be lenient.
Nope.
Like
You won't be Diddy if you were kind of lenient in some of
That's
these
not what
ways.
you.
true.
Nah,
I
I don't think
think-
so.
I think
I don't
so.
think so.
Yeah.
When you
Oh,
start, when you hit it big, Lewis,
But look,
Big Lou, when you hit it big and people start coming to you asking you for things, you gotta start picking and choosing who you're gonna give it to.
of course, but
You can't give it to everybody.
But we got to be careful not to go outside this scenario, which is you own this guy's publishing for over 20 some years. You've made your money back tenfold on it already.
So what?
It's like you're wringing it dry pretty much. And this guy's telling you, yo, I know you could make an extra $8 million here, but can I buy my shit back, please?
That's
That's one time you could be like, you know what? Fuck it. Take it. It's a gift. Take it.
That's
Whatever.
sweet.
Does this mean that Mace needs to ask Diddy's permission to use any of it?
If it's being licensed, I think so, yeah.
Mhm.
If it's being
That's
licensed.
fucked up.
I don't
20
know.
Years? He can't own his own stuff?
I understand. I feel like Diddy can still be
that's,
Diddy.
It's not his,
that's
really.
what happens.
I feel like
though.
Diddy can
It's
still
not
be
That's
his.
Diddy.
what happened to TLC.
If it
And
was his, then
how
he
they
could have
went
paid the
bankrupt,
money.
yeah.
That's true. But okay, so I will put it in this scenario for my final words. Back in 2005 to 2008, 2010ish, the housing market would give predatory loans to people who didn't understand the industry, and a lot of people in that not understanding area were minorities, Hispanics, blacks. And the justification was, it's not the bank's job to tell you to look up what a loan is. We know you don't know what it is, and we're going to target you either way. It's up to you to decide whether or not you should take this loan under the responsibility you have in yourself.
And that's valid.
So
That's valid.
That's kind of the same thing here. Do you not
It
take
is,
the loan on
but,
yourself, or do you?
Like the only reason I say it looks and
That's
seems
a
a
good-
little
that's a good
slippery. That's a valid point. But you got to remember, like Diddy is on his whole black excellence, black love, look out for black people thing. The Revolt conference, that's all it was. And in public, you're seeing him tell his friend, "That $8 million, I need that. Get out of my face." How you gonna preach these things and say, yo, we should look out for each other, we need to uplift each other, and you're not gonna give your own friend the opportunity to increase his net worth, to feed his family and
I
continue
don't
his
see
legacy?
how those
That's
two
crazy.
things go together.
What do you
yeah,
mean?
neither do
Because Diddy created Mace. And that's why I
But-
keep saying
No, but
50 couldn't rap anymore.
You're-
So he did TV.
But-
You're Mace. Go do a Twix commercial.
look.
You're Mace. Go do a Toyota commercial. You're Mace.
But the issue's not about money though. It's not about money.
It's just about having his boys back.
Mace is not saying, yo, I'm broke, I need this.
Well, then get out of
No,
my face.
he's saying, yo, I'm trying to buy my publishing back. I want to own this to do X, Y, and Z. I think that's the main thing. Like, I don't think he's saying, yo, he's broke, he needs to do this. I don't know. I just feel like it's weird. But like, I don't know. We could probably talk about this after because we're like, it's like running on. But my final thoughts on it is like, I understand business is business, but you gotta have some morals. It sounds like everything like you just said right now makes you sound like, yo, if your own mom signed a bad deal, you tell her, nah, mom, you can't get this back. Which is crazy to me. And you didn't even deny it, so that's why I'm like, yo, I feel like
It's not, I don't think it's a bad
I feel like
deal.
the industry.
I think it was a great
Yeah,
I feel like
deal
the
for
industry.
Mace.
I feel like the industry is grimy the way it is, but I feel like you can also create a pocket of whether they're friends or people to where you go, you know what, we're never gonna fuck each other over. We're gonna make sure each other's good. Let's move like that in this industry and fuck everybody else over.
To be honest with you, I don't see it as a grimy thing. I don't see it at all. But
To tell your own boy, come back with the money the European got.
What I think needs to happen, and we discussed
Not even
this.
a discount. I'll be like, give me 6. They don't give me 10. Give me 6.
Not
even that.
We discussed this a little bit before, and it's when it comes down to it, what's happening right now is these people going into the music industry, the film industry, all these industries, they're businesses.
Mm-hmm.
And you become a product. And these people don't realize you're a product when you're invested in. And we don't teach anybody about the music industry until you get into the music industry and you fuck up, and then you learn.
I feel like now,
And so,
I feel like if somebody made that mistake now it's on them. Because now the internet, there's so much free game where it's telling you about these things. It wasn't there before.
I think it's still on that person. I think the industry as a whole is just screwed for the music industry because people are taking advantage of all the time. Who was it? Summer
Walker?
Yeah. Similar situation with her where she doesn't like to perform.
Oh yeah.
And she has we know your thoughts, but she has the social anxiety of performing. But when it stems down to it, there is no training, there is no crash course on the music industry as a business and once you become a product. And no one is told that. And constantly people are getting screwed over. JoJo got screwed over. Summer Walker's now, I don't know what's going to happen with her, but she's going to have to go on tour and she's going to have to perform even though it's debilitating for her. And similar thing with this, even though P. Diddy was his friend, it's not his responsibility to give him a crash course in the business. I think there needs to be someone who's giving people information for this. They need to have agents. They need to have lawyers. They need to have a music industry business professional who's like, before you jump into this deal, this is what you need to know. And that's not happening at all in the music industry unless you're privileged enough to have that.
You don't see Mase doing a Toyota commercial?
Is he doing a Toyota commercial?
Wait, can you see it?
Nah, I can see it.
I can see it.
I don't know. But why are we talking about Toyota commercials?
What I'm saying is, you as the product, Mase, you would not be any of these things unless somebody shelled out their life savings to create you. So you are who you are now because of that thing that happened 25 years ago. So take that.
But he put his work in. I think that's the thing. We gotta leave it there. He helped build Bad Boy. He's writing these records. I understand what you're saying. Without the machine, Mase wouldn't be Mase. Got it.
I'm talking about when he left to go be a pastor.
Final thoughts, Kelby.
Okay. Yeah,
Kelby, final thoughts.
All right, continue. Go ahead.
Let's slide over because I want to continue this debate later.
Okay.
But just to give on this day shout out, today's Rosa Parks' birthday.
Oh, what?
Rosa Parks. Yeah, it was on this
Happy
day.
birthday, girl.
The greatest month, man.
Yeah, man, you know, she's a legend. She's a legend. She's one of the GOATs.
Yes.
But speaking of that, though, go look up the real story. There was I think the girl was 11 years old. The one who actually, I think the NAACP made it switch.
She was pregnant.
She was pregnant
without a baby daddy.
Right.
And the NAACP was like, yo, that's not a good image for this. Put Rosa Parks. Just do your Googles. Before we wrap it up, though, any shout outs you guys want to give to black figures or anything? Or
I would say I want to shout out to all the good community churches that do things, because I know for me, I started writing and putting on shows at Pastor Wintley Phipps Church because in Fort Lauderdale.
Shout out to who?
Pastor Wintley Phipps, because
Phipps.
in Fort Lauderdale, and everybody knows who he is. He's besties with Oprah and everything like that. But when I was in Fort Lauderdale. You better not.
See? 6 degrees of separation, man.
Yeah.
You guys going to be best buds.
But I was trying to put on plays in Fort Lauderdale. And the church was just like, yeah, no. And I went to Central Florida and I met Pastor Phipps. And he was just like, this is what you want to do? The church is yours. Turn it into a stage and turn it into a theater and do what you do and shine the way that you want to shine, because he's a huge singing act. And he understands that you need a community of people to lift you up. So, those community churches that, invite children to come and do extracurricular activities and do all those kind of things that, maybe the school or your city or whatever doesn't provide for you. They give you those opportunities to have something to do after school and on the weekends. I think that's a major reason why we are where we are.
So
I remember you actually told you were like, yo, we should do the shout out thing.
I have a shout out, but I don't remember what it's called.
Okay.
Or what it is. All I know, it was a program, and what Kelby was just saying just kind of sparked it in my head as I was going on, and it kind of ties into what I was saying a little bit earlier, just about like Black History Month and celebrating Blackness all year round. But when I was in middle school, there was this program, and I don't know if it still exists. I don't have kids, and it could still be around, but this specific program focused on Black students across San Diego when I was living there. And it would target anyone who had A, B's, honor rolls, stuff like that, and actually put together a community ceremony from all types of schools, but acknowledging and recognizing those Black students who are achieving, who are studying hard, who are doing good in school, and having just an event of giving them a little award and just something like that, bringing the community together, lifting you up, recognizing you for that. Because a lot of the times, and I did go to a predominantly white high school, you get lost in that whiteness.
Yeah, white sauce.
And that's right. And you don't get as recognized or highlighted as much as you should to be proud of what you're doing. And you could have straight A's and you're not recognized for it. And so having this little community event and just coming together and recognizing those students for that, I think is the start of something where we can recognize them and build ourselves up and motivate each other and get us in a situation where we won't be like P. Diddy and Mase in 20 years, you know?
You see what happens when people give their time to you?
Exactly.
It just takes that.
Yeah.
For you to feel heard, seen, acknowledged, and recognized. It just takes a little bit of time.
And I think the ceremony was only about an hour and a half. And it was just taking time out of the day to just do that, to recognize them. And even connecting and meeting other people in the community. And it was really big for me. And I'm super introverted, but I was out there connecting with other Black people in that community, going to other schools, also achieving the same things, also having the same passions that I have and being able to connect with them. And I think that was very important. And I think something I just want to shout out as far as being active in the community and bringing people together like that and lifting people up.
Well, shit, man, you guys get some good ones. I'm probably gonna shout out to
Hot Cheetos.
Hot Cheetos? wait. Hot Cheetos.
Martin Luther King. Martina Luther King.
Wait, what's the Hot Cheetos?
No, that's just the first thing that came to my head.
Oh, when you said that, I was about to say something about high school, and like Hot Cheetos is the hood rat snack, which is like that's the hood rat breakfast.
Yeah,
so we used to Hot Cheetos. I was like, oh shit, how did he know?
With nachos? With nachos? Nacho cheese?
With the Cookie Monster PJs. Say it again.
With the nacho cheese inside?
Nah, I think it's regular Hot Cheetos.
Oh no, you pour the nacho cheese inside, mix it up with a fork.
I don't know if I've seen that. That's different. But I want to shout out Mr. Slaughter. You know, he was a great Black leader. Like, he's one of a history teacher who was around our age. He was kind of like not too far from our age. He was 27 at the time. So I'm like 17 in high school. So it was cool to have like a Black role model teacher who all the guys wanted to be like, and all the, you know, the girls admired in a way.
Yeah.
So it was cool to see that, and how also like he also always went off topic to make sure he spoke about things like Uncle Tom's Cabin. Show us things like how, like, you know, the Bible was used against Black people in slavery and everything. He would go off topic and off the curriculum to put us on. So shout out to Mr. Slaughter. You know, he made sure Black history was every day. No lie, it might sound corny, but he was a history teacher, and he made sure to be like, you know what, fuck all the George Jefferson shit, whatever. I mean, all the, you know, the
George
old
Jefferson was cool.
So was George Jefferson.
Thomas
Don't cut
Jefferson.
that out. Don't cut that out.
Thomas Jefferson. Don't cut it out. Don't cut it
You
out.
see how Boston do you?
We raw over here. Boston is segregated city. We're raw over here. My bad. I met Thomas Jefferson. But like, fuck all, you know, like the, you know, all the whitewash stuff you guys are brainwashed throughout elementary and middle school. I'm gonna put you guys on to Uncle Tom's Cabin. I'm gonna put you guys on to X, Y, and Z. So shout out to him for, you know, taking the risk and doing that, and making sure like we didn't get brainwashed or finessed with like the, you know, the whitewashing.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
He created a monster.
That king.
Yeah, he created a monster.
That's right.
Shout out to Brandon Slaughter. I think this also ties into our wrap up where we reminisce, because everything we gave was.
I think we just did that.
Yeah, but that was a shout out. That was a shout out. So that all ties into it.
I think we just did that. That's what's up.
Yeah, that all ties into it. We killed two birds with one stone, and you know, we're gonna exit you guys out because, you know, we kicked it with y'all for too long. We went over our time limit.
Never that.
We don't like y'all like that.
Wow.
So, no, I'm joking. It's always great to have y'all. And with that, we're signing out. You know, make sure to follow Nostalgia on Instagram. You might see our clips on there. Become a supporter of the Nostalgia Facebook itself. You'll see us on there as well. Anything you guys want to add, like your follow, like your ads or anything, or?
Yeah, you guys can follow me at KAJSLARE and the number 4 on Instagram. I know it's kind of confusing, but you'll find me.
Yeah, you can follow me at Todd.Alex with 2 X's on Instagram.
Tyler,
Mine's
you
a
got
lot more
anything?
simple.
Todd.Alex. Go ahead.
Oh, Time Lord Tyler on.
It's Time Lord
Time
Tyler,
Lord Tyler?
on the IG on the gram.
Cool.
Make
you
sure
know,
that's our resident white boy.
yeah, I'm being watched by the CIA. So with that, we're signing out. You know.
Share Black stories, y'all.
Yeah,
Share Black stories.
more than a month.